Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Julie Jung, and we're talking about all the German things and New York things and other things, really whatever I feel like talking about. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks to everyone who has subscribed. If you have not subscribed yet and you've been watching my videos, please clickety clickety click, bum bum bum, subscribe. Hard words today. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all of the support in this YouTube hustle. So today I am talking about one of my favorite things about life in Munich, and that is the fact that I can bike everywhere. I love biking, and I really like living in cities that are super friendly to biking. New York was not the best place to bike. I think that biking in America is not so common as a way of traveling, and in New York it is becoming more common, and they do have more and more biking lanes, but I don't trust it. And cars aren't looking out for bikers, pedestrians aren't looking out for bikers. So I think it'll take like a few years before everyone is used to bikers and knows how to look out for them, and I would feel safe biking in New York. But Munich is a totally different story. Super safe, bike lanes almost everywhere. A lot of people bike. So it's just a great way to get exercise. I love exercise with a purpose. So biking is a way for me to get exercise, get from point A to point B. It's better for the environment. You know, there are so many great aspects of biking, and sometimes it's even faster than public transportation. So I normally walk or bike. I just like to get the exercise as well. I also lived in Beijing for like 6.5 years, and I biked everywhere. And biking there is like an extreme sport. Like, it's crazy. You feel like you're in the Olympics every time you go biking. There's so many people, and there are no rules. There are rules, but there are no rules. The only rule is that there are no rules. I would bike in between traffic, like weaving in between cars. It was actually super fun, very dangerous, but really fun, and I missed that. It was just a thrill. I love a good thrill. But I do love biking in Munich, and there are a few things that you need to know if you're going to be biking here. First of all, get yourself a good bike. So I went to Decathlon and got a bike. Kind of regret that now because there are so many independent shops that have really cool bikes that look retro and super cool, but I got my bike at Decathlon in Beijing, and I really loved that bike. So I knew what to expect. And when we first got here, I just wanted something reliable. So I went to Decathlon and I got a B-Twin, B-T-W-I-N, B-Twin. And it's light green. It's very cute. I feel cute on it. And it's just a really good, reliable bike. Comes with a basket, comes with a bell, bling, bling. And it has a light built in. I learned here that you have to have a light, I think in the back and the front by law. Is that a law? You can get stopped, I believe. Again, these facts that I'm giving you, I would maybe double check them before you just take it as truth. Hashtag truth. Check your facts, people, because I didn't look up this stuff before. But I do believe, from what the person told me, you have to have a light in the front and the back. And there's this really cool contraption on the bike that you like flip down this little lever, and it rubs against the wheel in the back, and it controls the light. So it will light up at night, and then you can flip the switch back and it won't light up. So you can control the light, which is super cool and also very safe when you're biking at night. So that's the number one thing that you need to have on your bike is a light. And then there are some rules for biking, I guess. I've kind of just learned them while biking. When you're biking in a bike lane, normally you want to stay on the right side because people that are going faster than you will pass you. So it's very much like driving. You want to stay on the slow side. And then when you pass someone, then you can go around them. Do not bike in the middle of that lane because if someone wants to get around you, they're gonna get mad. Not that I know that from experience. No, I always follow the rules. But yes, people have gotten real pissed at me because I've been in the middle because I forgot. And they got to go around me and everybody's upset. We're all upset. So always stay on the right side of the biking lane. And there will not always be a biking lane. So in that point, I'm not really sure what to do. I sometimes go onto the sidewalk and just go with the pedestrians, or I go off into the street. I guess you play it by ear. I don't know. If you are turning, people here use signals. Not everyone uses a signal. I don't use a signal. I should. Just so people know where you're going. If you're going to turn and someone's behind you and they're going straight and they don't know you're turning, then they're going to run into you. So use arm signals, all the things, dancing on your bike. There was something else I wanted to say too. I forget all the things. So there are different rules of etiquette that you want to follow, and also you want to be safe. So there was a time that I was riding my bike through Marienplatz, and you're supposed to get off your bike for safety reasons. And I don't always follow those rules because I see people riding their bike through the city center and I didn't know that you weren't supposed to. So safety for pedestrians that are walking. There are signs now that I've seen that clearly show no bikes. So one time I was riding my bike through Marienplatz and this older gentleman saw me coming and I saw him seeing me. We're seeing each other and I'm on my bike and I know he's like, this girl. So I go past him and he steps towards me, toward my bike, pushes my shoulder and he says something in German. I assume he told me like, get off the bike, no bike here. And I was not in a great mood that day too. So I was just like, okay. And I got off the bike and I walked my bike and all was well. So now I normally do get off my bike when I'm in those areas just because there's a lot of people and kids might be running around or people just weaving in and out. So you got to be safe. Get off your bike, just walk your bike for those little spots of time and you won't kill anyone. And no one will get mad at you. People here love to tell you what to do. Also, one thing that's a little annoying to me about biking here are all of the red lights and that people stop for red lights all the time. Germans, I'm sorry, but you're probably going to be like, you should follow the rules. We do this for a reason. I know, but in New York, nobody stops for the red light. You look. If nobody's coming, you go. Here, there could be miles. No one's coming for miles. And we're all waiting at the light. Sometimes I don't. And I was on my bike one time and I was just like, screw it. There's no one coming and this light is not turning. So I'm going. And this woman, older woman, like, she obviously said something to me about it. And I was just like, have a good day, lady. So I'm not the best at stopping for red lights, but you should, or people will yell at you. So there are just like some basic etiquette things. Everybody has a bell. I've only used my bell one time, I think, to let somebody know I was coming. Nobody uses the bell. I don't know why we have bells. No one's ringing the bell. I guess everybody's quiet. We're just quiet. And people, for the most part, follow the rules. And when you follow the rules, then you're all safe. Now, in Beijing, I was ringing my bell like a crazy. I was just like, ring, 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 ni hao, ni hao, ni hao, wolala, 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 ni hao, ni hao, ni hao, ni hao, screaming, hi, I'm coming, and ringing my bell because, yeah, you never know what people are going to do on their bikes there because the rule is no rules. So people are weaving, going here and there and all over. So we always, it is etiquette to like ring your bell when you're behind someone to let them know that you're coming and you won't scare them and there won't be any accidents, also so they can make way for you. So when I first got here, I was doing that and I quickly learned that people were not pleased with that. So I guess you just learn the rules as you go. And if there's anything I'm missing, please let me know in the comments of like specific rules of biking in Munich or Germany. And also, pretty good thought, you want to have a good lock. Now, I don't know if bike theft is super common in Munich. I don't know. I had 3 bikes stolen in Beijing. That's a big problem. Didn't matter what kind of a lock you had. They're going to figure that out and they're going to get your bike. So here though, people are just so trusting. Yesterday, I saw a woman get off her bike, walk into a butcher shop and not even lock her bike up. And I was walking and I was like, lady, I could totally get on your bike right now. Just take your bike. And everyone watching this is like, oh, you would take that bike? No, I wouldn't take that bike. But I'm saying somebody could take that bike and just whiz off and she'd be without a bike. She didn't even lock it up. To me, that's unthinkable. If I even turn my back for one moment, I'm putting like 5 locks on my bike. So I got a really good lock. I got one in New York, actually, when my husband and I went to visit a month or so after we were here. My husband was like, we're getting a good lock. And they have real good ones there because theft is very common. So we picked one up there. Here, I guess, I know you could get a good lock, but lock up your bike. I come from places where people steal, and I know they do here too. Maybe not as much. If you've had your bike stolen, let me know. I would love to know your stories, but I keep my bike now downstairs in the basement area with our like locked up area. My husband insists that I put it there, even though I think my bike would be fine outside locked up in one of those little areas, but you got to keep your husband happy. So I guess those are my tips for biking, and I will leave you with a story because I love telling stories and I always have a story. This is a traumatic bike experience that I had here. One day I was riding my bike and it was beautiful weather. It's warm. The wind is blowing through my very short hair. It's blowing my skirts. I'm having a wonderful time. Delightful. I'm just like, gosh, I love Munich today. Riding my bike and I'm on the bike path and suddenly the bike path ends and Julie has to make a choice. Do I go on the sidewalk or do I go onto the road? And I thought, sidewalk seems a little bit safer. So turn my bike, steer my bike to the sidewalk, and there is a teeny tiny little ledge that my bike tire has to clear to get up onto the sidewalk. So I go over, my tire catches on the ledge, slides under, and I was not going super fast, but you've got momentum. So the bike keeps going, dragging me on the ground, and I'm screaming, ah! It would hurt real bad. So I look up when I've come to a stop and I am right in front of a cafe and it's a beautiful day and there's all these people outside and they're just staring at me, drinking their coffee. And I'm like laying on the ground, like, I think my leg came off, and they're all just like, nobody comes to help. Nobody says, are you okay? Nothing. And I screamed when I fell loudly. Ah! So there's a girl walking by me and I can't get up because I'm pretty sure I've broken my leg or something. So I'm like laying there like shaking too because I'm scared. I've just fallen very badly and I'm embarrassed and everyone's watching me. No one's helping me. So this girl's walking by and I'm like, I'm sorry, do you speak English? Can you please help me? And she's like, are you okay? She spoke English, thank God. She comes over to me. I cannot stand up. I think I was just real scared and it scared me. I was horrified and embarrassed. So she comes, helps me get up. I'm like walking over to this pole so I can hold on to it because I'm having trouble standing. I think I was just really shaken up. I shooken up a little bit and I was bleeding. And my bike is wonked up, like the handlebar is all jarred and I'm just like, I'm fine. She's like, are you okay? Say, no, I'm fine. I can barely walk. So I like wrangled my bike and fixed it and she left and I rode off and I rode home and I was so like shaking. I was so scared. So the funny part of this story, that was funny. But another part, the night before, my husband was talking about me biking and he was saying, now babe, make sure you always have your TK card, your insurance card with you and your ID when you're biking because in case something happens, you got to make sure you have that insurance card and your identification so people know who you are. So As I'm falling and screaming, I'm remembering what he said the night before, and I'm like, son of a, he is gonna get on me like nothing. So I go home and I've got my foot up, I'm icing it, big ordeal, right? I don't tell him what happened because I'm like, I don't want him to worry and I don't want to hear it right now. So he comes home that night, he opens the door and I'm like, babe, just stay out there. Don't come in here. I'm fine. Before you come in here, first of all, I want you to know that I'm fine. And that's what's important right now. So he comes in, my foot's like propped up above my head. I've got ice on it. And he's just like, what happened? So I tell him the story and the first thing he asks me is, did you have your insurance card with you? Yes, I had my insurance card with me. In fact, I keep my insurance card with me all the time. I carry it on my person. So his words haunt me. That's my story. Be careful out there. It's rough. Those ledges just coming out of nowhere. And your bike is like, and there you are being dragged like a crazy. I was also hit in Beijing by a car. That's another story. I have so many stories. So if you have some crazy biking stories, I would love to know. Have you been hurt? Has your bike been stolen? Have you hit someone else on a bike? I have hit someone else on a bike in Beijing. That's also another story. But I'd love to hear from you. Again, if you're following along my journey, just subscribe along. I'm gonna be here. Are you gonna be here? Because I'm gonna be here. And I'm here for good, whether you like it or not. So I'm around. Love for you to be around. Subscribe, comment, like, share. You can follow me on Instagram, Waffles and Whimsy, and we're going to have a great time. So hope to see you next time. Have a fabulous day. Peace out. Bye.